I'd like to welcome everyone to the May Elizabethton Board of Education meeting. And at this time, we will call on Mr. Van Huss to lead us in a moment of silence and the pledge to the flag.
Please stand. Please pause for a moment of silence. Thank you. Attention, salute, pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
This time, we will need a motion to approve the consent agenda and the regular agenda. Can I get a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
And a second?
Second.
Any questions? Anything need to be moved into a different place? We good? All right, the items to approve consent and regular agenda. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. And those opposed? And there are none. Time for citizens to speak. We did not have anyone request to speak before the board, so we'll move on to special recognition. And I will say, at the end of the special recognition, we'll give you an opportunity, if you don't want to stay for the remainder of the meeting, we'll give you a chance to exit that time. We'd love for you to stay till all the students are recognized, if you could, please. So I'll turn it over again to Mr. Van Huss at this time.
Thank you, Mr. Pless. We have a long list today. This is always an exciting time of year because we get to recognize so many students. And so we have a list here, and what we'll do, for those of you that have a copy of the agenda, we'll just try to follow the list as it appears. The first thing on there is T.A. Duggar, FBLA. So if the sponsor is here for that, well, we're 0 for 1.
We're moving, yes.
What about the high school FBLA? Do we have anyone here for that group? Awesome.
Right.
All right. Thank you. If you don't mind to stand at the podium there, just so for people listening online, they can hear as well.
All right, so I'm standing in for Mr. Clevenger. He couldn't be here tonight. He had a family obligation. But we are recognizing 3 FBLA students for competing and placing at the state FBLA competition. And we have Jackson Keller, who won first place at the state convention for the Intro to Business Concepts. Thank you. Good job, Jackson. And then we also have Jackson Miller, who competed and placed 3rd in the Intro to IT competition. There you go. What was your last name?
3rd, Securities and Investments.
Okay, and then we have Wesley Taylor, I apologize, who got 3rd place in Securities and Investments. So we weren't sure if he was going to be here, so we didn't have a certificate for him, so I apologize. We'll get that to you tomorrow. Okay, sounds good.
All right. Yeah.
Thank you.
Wait.
Next, we have the Elizabethton High School CNA students.
So, I'm Miss Duggar. I'm one of the health science teachers along with Miss Meyer at the high school. So it is my privilege to recognize our CNA students. We had 8 who have tested this year, and all 8 have successfully passed their CNA certification test. So they are now officially certified nursing assistants. Some took the class in the fall, some in the spring, some are already employed. We have some at long-term care at Sycamore Springs. We have 2 that are now one's working and one's going through the process to get started at Sycamore Shoals Hospital. So this is one of our capstone classes. So to get to this point, these students have had to take health science, medical therapeutics, and anatomy and physiology. And they go through an interview and application process to get accepted into this class. And we do 60 hours in the classroom and at least 40 hours in the clinical setting, getting hands-on experience. So at the completion of that, these students take their CNA certification test. So I'm very proud of them. So I have a certificate for them, and then Ms. Meyer is going to hand them their pin. So Emma O'Quinn. If you guys will line up over there. Caroline Price. Roman Shelby is not here tonight. Paris Wallen. Grace Whaley is not here. Blake Bowman. Ashlyn Guy. And Lily McDuffie.
So next on the list is recognizing Miss Duggar as a Tennessee ACTE Community Service Award winner.
All right, so Ms. Duggar applied for this and won this award, I think we found out in December, right? That she had won this award, and it's for the ACTE organization, and it's the Carl Perkins Community Service Award. So this is presented to Ms. Duggar.
Mr. Cole, next with the Battle of the Build.
I'm new to this, so I don't have certificates for them, but I can't beat what they actually got at the awards ceremony. They actually, each one got a hammer that has Battle of the Build engraved. So that was something they got to take home with them. This is just a few of the kids. These are some of your main presenters we had. We had a lot more involved with building it. It was our first year in this program as Elizabethton. Well, since this program started this year, it was our maiden voyage out. They placed second out of 17 high schools. Considering we didn't have any tools till about the 4th week of school, I thought that was a pretty good accomplishment. We thought we was going to have pocket knives and sandpaper going for a little while, but it worked out good. They worked really hard. While a lot of people were resting off their Thanksgiving turkey, these guys were down there putting wood together. They worked hard. I'm very proud of them. I'm proud of the way they presented themselves. I'm proud of the way they presented our school and how they presented you all. We have Anna Blackwell, Anna Jenkins, Liam Cannon, Caleb Dillo, Diesel Russell, and Eli Zimmerman. That's who's here tonight, and I am very proud of these kids. Again, they've done a tremendous job in both presenting and building.
Next, we have Elizabethton High School's Skills USA winners. So I think that may be multiple people as well. Is there anything else we need to recognize there? Okay, we'll move on from that. Yes. Okay, okay.
I guess you're stuck with hearing me first again. I've just got the one, so it was, like I say, it was our maiden voyage out. First year competing in skills with this group. I had Diesel Russell in the electrical construction wiring. He actually, he actually placed first in the state. First time Elizabethton had took somebody down there for that, so he represented well. He's done well in the classroom, and he'll have a story to tell. We was actually bending conduit at 9 o'clock at night on the sidewalks in Chattanooga, getting some practice in before the competition the next day. So very proud of him. Very good young man, very level-headed person.
And so we took students to do some health science competitions with Skills USA. And if you're not familiar, Skills USA is like the overall career and technical education organization. So yes, there was construction stuff, there was health science events, but they have everything. Aviation, automotive, culinary, pretty much every area of CTE, there were competitions. So we had 3 different groups compete. Sarah McCoy, she placed 3rd in CPR and first aid at the state level. And then Princess Russell, she won first place in her competition at the state, which was Health Occupations Professional Portfolio. And then we had a team of 4, Hannah McCoy, Taylor Whitson, Jocelyn Julian, and Lindy Simmerly. They also won their competition in the Health Knowledge Bowl. So all of these ones that won first place, they qualified to compete at the national level. Only the first place team in each competition from each state goes on to compete. So these guys will be traveling to Atlanta, Georgia at the end of June to represent Tennessee at the Skills USA National Competition.
Next, we have Career Quest, Shark Tank competition. I'm here for that. Okay. The Elizabethton High School FFA. Don't see Mr. Hagan either. Okay, sorry. Next, we have Mr. Mills. Come forward to. Mr. Edmonds going to help out with this one. It's a little odd to talk about yourself, isn't it, Mr. Mills?
So this is a surprise for Mr. Mills. Earlier this year, he was recognized for 50 years in aviation by the FFA. He got the Wright Brothers Master Pilot Award. And while ours is nowhere near as pretty, we wanted to recognize him for his 50 years also. Recognition of more than 50 years in aviation. We added to it, and a steadfast commitment to serving others through aviation, especially through the positive influence on countless young lives. Mm-hmm. So without Mr. Mills, this program wouldn't be what it is now. I know a lot of other people have worked for that, but he has helped make it what it is. Thank you. And don't think you have to announce this. We got the aviation next. So Mr. Powley and Mr. Mills, they've been at this a little bit longer than I have. As you can tell by the 50 years, I'm not there to 50 years of life yet. We've had a tremendous year this year, and it started last summer. We had several students that we had to recognize in June's school board meeting, I think, and then we had some other students that actually, as juniors, worked through the summer so that they could solo an aircraft so that they would have the opportunity during their senior year to get their private pilot's license. So in order that they soloed, we'll start with that first. And that, for those of you who don't know, that's 16-year-olds taking off and landing 3 times in an airplane without us in it. That's solo as in all by themselves. So we had to wait on Aaron Whitney. See here tonight? We had to wait on Aaron Whitney to turn 16 so we could solo him. Come on up. So we got that done. And then we had Lorenzo Jeter. We didn't have to wait on him too long. So both of these did this mostly during the summer in their own time, outside of school time. So those are our 2 juniors that did that. Next we had Ethan Hughes, who is at the airport working tonight. I just left there, and that's where he was. So Ethan Hughes did that. Then we had Luke Berry's next, right? Yes. Luke Berry is a Unicoi student. I know it's Elizabethton City Schools, but we partnered with Unicoi. They partnered with us. And he would drive to school. The first time he did it at a double up, he would drive to school, drive back, and then drive back to school in the same day. All the other days that he did it, he would drive either to Unicoi, come to Elizabethton, and go back to Unicoi, or he would start at Elizabethton from Unicoi and then go back. Also that he could get all the classes in 2 years, and he soloed, I believe it was February. I think February is the date on that. The next one was Conley Stevens. He's been stuck on aviation, I think, since he could look up. So Conley Stevens was our next one. The one after that we had was, where's Jordan? Jordan Lunsford. So Jordan is our second young lady to solo with the school program. Good job. We have a couple others that are here. We'll get to those in just a second. But these 4 that are here tonight and 5 that we're recognizing, 6 in all, they've worked incredibly hard to be able to achieve this. So you want to give them a round of applause. All right. So we got, yep.
Yeah, maybe slide on down just a little. There you go.
No, hang out here. Lorenzo, you can. No offense. So the next thing we'll recognize these and the others for, they worked on their FAA, Federal Aviation Administration, written knowledge exam. This is a federally administered test that more often than not is one of the hardest tests they're ever going to take in aviation. They have to sit down and answer the questions. So they all managed to pass that. We have first Conley Stevens, Ethan Hughes again, Jordan Lunsford, let's see, we've got Kaylee Beam.
And Kaylee, hopefully tomorrow morning, she's gonna solo. Okay? So when you're all sleeping and I'm up at 4:45, down at the airport at 6:15, you can think about her and maybe send up a little prayer, right? Not her for me. My wife can contest that, it's a challenge getting out of an airplane, with high school kids.
Challenge getting up at 6:15.
And with the parents and family there and the responsibility that we take on ourselves always, it's a huge, huge responsibility. So we're extremely careful to make sure all of our ducks are in the row. And we're very confident once we get out of the airplane that they can handle the situation. And a lot of times they do better after we get out of the airplane.
true. Let's see. Will Churchill, who soloed and was recognized last summer, passed his written exam. And Jackson Barr, you can come on up too. So Jackson's the next one, who's about halfway through his practice flights to solo. So he'll hopefully be doing that here in the next week or so. You'll notice I left Aaron up here. He did all that he could to go take his test, drove all the way to Asheville. They said, you're not on the schedule, even though he was scheduled. So now he's rescheduled for Tuesday. So hasn't made it yet, but he will. I have no doubt. All right. One last thing. We've never had all the kids that go take the test pass the test. No pressure, Aaron. All of the kids that have gone to take the test have passed the test. Not only have they passed the test, the lowest grade is an 80. We had 2 90s, an 87, an 85, an 83, and an 80, which is outstanding. So these guys have really put in the work and they've worked hard. Thank you.
Just one other thing, Mr. Edmonds won't brag on himself, so I'll brag on him.
No.
He's been a phenomenal team member to come along and pick up the ball and run with it. But this year, we have 2 of our students, Jackson and Conley, that have got, they've done dual credit, right? And so they dual enrollment.
Luke and Conley.
Luke and Conley.
Yep.
I'm sorry, Luke and Conley. So they got $5,800 scholarships. That's all done. That they've already completed the courses when they go to Middle Tennessee State in their aeronautical aviation program. That again is the first time that that's ever happened.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. We're going to save you. Next, we have some EHS Music Department awards. So, Ms. Gooch.
Very pleased to introduce to you our all-state musicians from Elizabethton High School this year. We have 4 students from the chorus and 2 from the band, and we're very, very proud of these students. And you remember on an all-state level in music, there are no classifications. Everyone's in the same class from the largest school in the state to the smallest school in the state. It starts with individual competition. They have to go through 3 or 4 levels of competition to make it to all-state. We have 2 students who were top scoring in our region, and I will introduce as we go by. We have Preston Darling, Rourke Gearing, Joshua Hayes, Caroline Price in chorus. Josh and Rourke were both the high scorers in our region in their particular parts. And then we have Maddie Stansberry and Stanberry, I'll make sure I say it correctly, and Owen Yang, who are representing the Betsy Band as 10th grade all-state players. And they all have participated in All East and All State in Gatlinburg. Where were we for All East? Lee University, and then everybody was at All State at Opryland this year. So give them a round of applause. Give it a minute. The men are coming up. Thank you. Okay, gentlemen, we have our men's ensemble from the Elizabethton High School. A goodly number of them. Of course, we have some baseball players who are participating in the sub-state as we speak. This is a representative crew from our Elizabethton High School men's ensemble. Again, there are no classifications when we do competitions. You have to score a superior rating in the regionals to advance to the state level, which they did. And they got to the state level. There were only 4 men's ensembles in the state who were able to participate. And the highest score you can get is a superior. The highest sub-score you can get is an A. And they ran the table. They made A's in every subcategory. That's a perfect score at the state level. We can't do any better than that. I'm very proud of these young men, and I'm so grateful for each of them. Take a breath, Deb. It's been quite a day. I'll start down here. Mr. Nate Hurley, Mr. Dan McCauley, Max Garner, who's also our cellist, by the way, Wesley Taylor, Mr. Hudson Smith, Mr. Logan Davis, sorry, we have a lot of things that, you know, we giggle a lot. Again, Mr. Preston Darling, Mr. Rourke Gearing, Mr. Joshua Hayes. Thank you, gentlemen, for a wonderful 4 years.
And we would be remiss if we didn't mention Miss Googe and her retirement this year, 37 years. So I'm going to date you. Miss Googe was the last remaining person at Elizabethton High School when I was a student there. I won't tell you when that was, but it's been a few years. But Ms. Googe, we thank you for your many, many years of service. So thank you. Next up, Mr. Proffitt's going to share some information with some students on the elementary culture wall designs that you see over here to your right.
Hi, I'm Daniel Proffitt. I teach digital arts and design at the high school. Just a little background. We started this program 4 years ago. The first year we were fully back from COVID. We had the split schedule. We had kids at home. And trying to teach digital arts and find programs that people could use at home and cameras and everything, it was difficult. So that's just, that's where we started. Carter Nagy and Carice Dixon, who's not here today, they're my first ones who went all 4 years with me. They did the applied arts practicum, and so that's the fourth year high school level of this. So we were tasked with creating culture walls for the elementary schools. The high school had one, the middle school was building one, elementary schools didn't have them. So I think Dr. Minton looked at me and said, "Hey, could you guys do this?" And I said, "Sure, we'll do it." We had to mimic the one from the high school, so we had to kind of take that style and apply it to our work. There were 3 elementary schools, there were 3 of us, so we all took one elementary school. Harold McCormick's is right there, it's the one I worked on. So what you're going to see is you're going to see several themes and several items that are similar throughout. You're going to see the covered bridge, the monument, you're going to see something from Tennessee, but then you're going to see individual things from each of these schools. So if you went to Harold McCormick, I hope you recognize the building, and I hope you recognize the playground. Like, they're pretty iconic there. So, but we had to create all this. This wasn't just, we didn't throw it into a creator, we didn't go to Canva or whatever. Carice and Carter and myself, we worked for the semester on this, and you would think that a digital arts teacher would have a certificate made for them. I didn't. However, this was a commission piece, so his certificate, which is a check from the school system, is in the mail. So, good enough. That's the Harold McCormick one. Could you unpause it? Carice Dixon worked on West Side for me. And you'll see common themes. We took the colors from each school. Unfortunately, Carice's not here. She was busy, but the things like the dates, those 4 numbers, are all dates. And every school had 4 things that we found was important. If you went to West Side, I hope you recognize the butterfly for Ms. Peters. The bell, the maypole. They each have a compass on them with, actually, this was Carter's idea, like West Side's is pointing west with a W highlighted. You'll see East Side's pointing east. And McCormick doesn't have east or west or north, so it's just pointing somewhere. But this was a semester-long project. Again, it was a commission piece for them. So this was for Carice, I think it was her first commission piece. Carter's worked for the school before, but this may be his biggest commission piece, right? Maybe. I hope not, but. So yeah, for now. And I'm actually going to let Carter come up and talk to you a little bit about his work on the East Side part.
I wasn't really informed until as soon as I got here that I was talking tonight. So excuse me if I pause up here for a minute. But as you can see, many different things on this. I try to properly showcase everything that is significant to Eastside Elementary. As you can see, a lot of the stuff, such as the Josh Wendell in the final year that he was teaching at Eastside Elementary, the first female teacher or first female principal who was in 1952. Some dates with all this big events at the school. So, the year the school opened, the 2 major renovations to the school, and the final year that Josh Wendell was the principal at Eastside. As you can see in the bottom right, that is the stage at the gym at Eastside. And you can see many themes with water and the river and spread throughout. You can see the dam, which is why the school was built. A lot of stuff connecting pirates, and on the very far side, that column right there is their acronyms for pirates, which is perseverance, inspiration, reflection, attitude, tradition, excitement, and school spirits. And some other themes such as all pro dads, just the flags from Eastside, and like I said, just pulling elements of the pirates. And as Mr. Prophet said, just with the compass rose pointing to the east. But I believe that was it for mine. Anything else to say?
When you're creating something, it's fun, and sometimes it's easy to create stuff on your own. But to take a style that someone else has already done and try to mimic that, and then still put your influence into it and your own personality into it is very difficult. These 2 stepped up like tremendously for me, and I think the hope is that all the elementary schools first of all get this, but there's also a community center being built across from, or remodeled across from the high school. We're hoping that all 5 of these are up on the walls there, and hopefully they'll be here somewhere too, so that everybody can come see them. Probably there will be some kind of recognition or some kind of QR code that you can scan for some details about all these and everything. So my final thing would be that even though Mr. Van Huss didn't want to date himself, Ms. Gooch taught me as well, but he was also teaching me. So, and if you'll notice, there's Wad up here.
Get your picture made. That's an order. Thank you. And these will be displayed at the schools. We have them, as Mr. Prophet mentioned, already up at the high school, as well as T.A. Duggar in the new entrance. And so the schools are looking at various ways to display these in prominent areas in the schools. So we appreciate their work, and it's going to be a great showpiece. Lastly, we would like to recognize our school board liaison, Miss Hannah McCoy. She's done a great job this year. We've really enjoyed getting to know her. I've been blessed. I've known Hannah for a long time. She's a fellow graduate with my daughter as well, and went to West Side, and so we're just very excited for you and what the future holds for you, and just thank you so much for being such an excellent advocate for the students of the entire system, and specifically there at Elizabethton. And I don't know if you want to talk a little bit about what your plans are. Just share with everyone what's next for you.
Sure. Thank you so much for the opportunity to join y'all on the school board. It's been a pleasure. I've learned a lot, had a lot of opportunities, leadership opportunities through this. But I will be attending Furman University this fall in Greenville, South Carolina, to double major in Spanish and mathematics to become a Spanish teacher, and hopefully be back here in Elizabethton City Schools in 5 years. So thank you.
All right.
I say yes.
And each of you, if you have anything you want to share, you can. But in just a second, we'll step down here, and we have an appreciation certificate we would like to share with you, as well as a card from the board as well. But anyone like to share anything about Hannah?
Well, I will.
I thought you might.
I thought it was going to be hard to fill Gracie and Maggie, but Hannah is just a wonderful, wonderful young lady. And if anyone in this is going to make a difference in this world, it's going to be you, Hannah. And I look so forward to seeing what you do for this community. And good luck in Spain. She's going to Spain and staying by herself for a few days. So that takes a lot of nerve, and you've got it. And I think you're up for the battle. But I appreciate all you've done. You've been a great job.
So the last thing, you have to have your picture made with me. So if you'll step right in here.
Hudson, you have big shoes to fill.
You do, Hudson. And you're sitting beside me, Hudson.
That's it.
All right. At this time, unless you really just have nothing else to do, if you're not staying for the rest of the meeting, you're free to leave, and we'll take a couple of minutes to let everybody clear out.
Everybody?
I'm actually gonna leave.
Are you leaving?
I gotta go get stuff set up for tonight.
Okay. All right. That's right. It's senior sunset. That's right.
But my sister worked so much for everything. My sister will take half of it.
I think she's going to be gone next month.
From the side, I said, a lot of people think we're. Okay, so she'll be up here. I gave her a big old
Oh, my Lord, I start saying.
No, we don't believe in that.
Have fun tonight.
Ryan Christmas, I think, played baseball there.
She's a pleasure. Thank you for sharing her with us.
He would play football here.
So he won't be here, June, right? You'll be gone, June. Okay, got you. Take care. See you tomorrow. Thank you. Yeah. See you tomorrow.
Sweet girl, sweet girl.
I'm going to show up Saturday morning.
Yeah, it may be good to show up. Did you get the text about we moved up the time?
No.
4 o'clock.
Yeah. Just to make sure. 4 o'clock.
What time you say we there, 5:30?
Yeah, I'm probably gonna be there a little earlier, but it'd be nice if you're
I'm
there.
going to park at Ed's house.
4:30.
Hey, are we parking at the back and coming in that way somehow?
I just always park in front of the
You
school.
just pull right up there, right in the front, and we'll just go through the office.
That's what I was.
If
We
for some
good?
reason you can't get in, text me and I'll come let you in, but typically they have someone there.
Okay.
Wow.
All right.
I had a clear room.
We'll go ahead and move on. It's time for the director's update. Mr.
Nobody
Van
wants to
Horn?
hear that.
Yep, yeah, that's what was next.
Anyway, that's a great way to break up a crowd, isn't it? Thank you, Mr. Pless. Again, just a reminder about graduation tomorrow at Elizabethton High School, and we're going to make every effort to have the ceremony in Citizens Bank Stadium. And with the threat of inclement weather, we have moved up graduation from 7 o'clock to 6 o'clock, hoping that between the 6 and 8 o'clock window, we'll be able to get in that ceremony. We need about an hour, so if you're looking for things to pray about tonight, pray for a 1 hour window somewhere there between 6 and 8. If not, then we'll move into the gym, and it will be fine in there as well. We've done it there for several years, haven't we?
Yes, we have.
So, but the students really want to have it in the stadium, so I commend Dr. Mitten and the staff there for going the extra mile, trying to make sure that we can have a ceremony that they enjoy and try to meet their wishes if at all possible. So we'll see how the weather goes. So if you can be there between 5 and 5:30, we'll meet in the media center and organize there before we head into the stadium or the gym, whichever one it is. Again, just a quick update on capital projects. Of course, Harold McCormick project, it looks like we're about ready to, the contractors are about ready to turn over 2 of the classrooms as well. They're finishing up some casework, so hopefully about the middle of next week, we'll be able to do some movement. So that leaves one classroom in this renovation, and then the summer work will be focused on the hallway and the restrooms. So things continue to go well there, as well as the training facility. As you know, next Thursday, the 23rd at 10 a.m., we'll have a groundbreaking ceremony. So please be there if at all possible. Looking forward to that, and there's obviously some items on there that address that particular, on tonight's agenda that address that facility as well. Again, it's just an exciting time of year. I was able to go down this afternoon and watch graduation practice, and for those of us that have been in education very long, sometimes there are challenges, but being able to just sit and watch those events, and tomorrow will be super special. It really makes all of the labor, it just reminds you why we do it, and so we're excited about that. There's been all kinds of awards days, programs, kindergarten graduations, all of these events in the last week, and so it's just a great time to be in the system and see the students, how they grow and mature and move on. So again, just a blessing to be a part of that, and especially in this community. I also want to give a shout out to our baseball team, who's playing as we speak at Gibbs High School in Knoxville. Last update was no score in the third inning, so they'll play a doubleheader tonight, and if another game is needed, they would play early in the morning. We appreciate Gibbs working with us on that. The game would be at 11 o'clock so that those students could get back and participate. There's 3 seniors on the team, and wanted to make every effort to give them an opportunity to get back to participate as well. We also have several members of the high school track team that are participating in the state track meet. That will be next week, so we wish them success and wish them well as they travel down as well. Again, that's all I have, and look forward to seeing everyone tomorrow as we graduate the class of 2024.
All right, time for board members' reports. Anybody have anything they want to share? Normally, we're just making sure that we got our 7 hours in, for the year, but I think everybody's in really good shape there. All right, we'll move on. Mr. Simmerly. Nothing.
He's speechless.
Well, we'll find something
Speechless.
if you ask us. Yeah.
I do.
All right. Yeah, we knew that.
Shouldn't have said that. Where did you get this really nice little podium thing at? That's,
Well, you can thank the technology department for that. I think
we need
they
to talk. We could use one of these at city council. That's
I'm
really
sure
fun.
they can share
I like the way it
vendor
kind
with
of
that.
turns, and you can talk to the group.
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
I can talk to Chief Shaw back there if I need to. Thank you.
Thank you.
And then Hannah has already shared with us, so it's time to move on to the regular agenda. First item on the agenda, approved gift agreement between Citizens Bank Tri-Cities Foundation and Elizabethton City Schools. Can I get a motion to approve?
So moved.
And a second.
Second.
All right, get that, Ms. Walker. All right, you want to give the background there, Mr. Van Huss? I'm sure you do, yes.
Yes, so you have a copy of the agreement in front of you, and it's very similar to agreements that we've had in place in previous years with the Citizens Bank Tri-Cities Foundation. We want to say a special and a heartfelt thank you to the Laporte family and Citizens Bank Tri-Cities Foundation. Their support for our school system in a financial way over the last 10 years and really beyond that as well has just been, it's been unprecedented for our community, and we're just so thankful and blessed. When you look back all the way to the stadium as well as the band room construction, rubberizing the track at the high school, and now this project, exceeding well over $1 million that have been donated to the school system to help make these projects a reality. This particular agreement is a $400,000 donation to help with the training facility at the high school. Just their generosity never ceases to amaze me. Just so thankful for them. These other projects that we've mentioned, there have been lots of partners. We have great partners. The City of Elizabethton is a wonderful partner. They've helped us all the way along on these projects. It takes a village of people to support these projects, and we're just so thankful for the groups that we have. But for a group of individuals like the Laporte family to step up and put a significant donation like they have on this particular project and the others we're just really, really blessed. So I just can't thank them enough.
All right. Any questions? Okay, the item is to approve gift agreement between Citizens Bank Tri-Cities Foundation and Elizabethton City Schools. All those in favor say aye. Aye. And any opposed? And there are none. Next item, approve naming of the new athletic training building on the campus of Elizabethton High School as the Dave Ryder Center for Athletic Performance. Can I get a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Motion and a second.
Second.
Okay.
Thank you. I'm sure y'all have heard that name before. When you think about athletics in Elizabethton, certainly since the mid-'70s when he arrived in Elizabethton, you know, his name has been synonymous with Elizabethton High School, the Cyclones, the football program, as well as his time as athletic director, and really helped put our school and athletic department on a trajectory to see the success that we have across the programs today. Coach Ryder had a tremendous impact on me as an individual. Was blessed to play for him and coach for him as well right before he retired. So as great a coach as he was a great man as well. He had that unique combination and ability to hold you to a high standard, but yet at the end of the day, you knew that he still loved and cared about you. And so that's a rarity, and the ones that have that ability are special, just like he was. Obviously, we have the field at Brown Childers Stadium is named after Coach Ryder, but I think this facility honors, if anything else, just his commitment to the athletic programs in general at Elizabethton. When you think about his time as athletic director and wanting all the programs there to be successful. So when you think about this facility and its impact it's going to have on countless students in our community, from elementary all the way through to high school, across sports, not just football, but everything. I can't think of a better tribute to him and his family, and I think this allows his legacy to continue for a whole other generation of Cyclones and future Cyclones. As they move forward, they may not know who Dave Ryder is, and this will spur those conversations on so they know how special of an individual he was. When I think about the Mount Rushmore of Elizabethton athletics, he's on there. I think about Coach Brown, who kind of started athletics in Elizabethton in the mid-'20s. He would certainly be on there, but Coach Ryder be prominent right there beside him. So, any other comments there?
Just agree with everything you said. Just huge impact on I'd love to know the number, somewhere. And always, I think, makes people better maybe than they ever thought they could be. So, anybody else? The items to approve naming of the new athletic training building on the campus of Elizabethton High School is the Dave Ryder Center for Athletic Performance. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? And there are none. Last item, the budget is to approve the 2024-2025 budget. Can I get a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
And a second.
Second.
Okay.
If I may, I'll just point out a few things about the agenda first, or the budget. First of all, as we always do, we thank Ms. Wilson and the finance department for putting this budget together. This was a very challenging budget for many aspects. One being, this is the first full year we've had under the new state funding formula, which is called TISA, and putting all those pieces together and what that's going to look like into the future. We had legislation that mandates raises for teachers. So we had to work that in, and as you know, historically, this board has made a commitment that if we give teachers a raise, we give everyone in the system a raise. And so, thanks to her frugality, I guess, if that's an appropriate word, and stewardship of the tax dollars that we have, we were able to do that again this year. So roughly, it's about a 4.5% increase. Every employee will see at least a 4.5% increase. As you know, on the teacher scale, that can vary from level to level, again, depending on what what level you are on that scale, but that's a guaranteed everyone will get at least 4.5%. And when you look over the last 4 years, it's almost, I think, a 17 or 18% increase in salaries over that time period. So we're thankful for that, to be able to do that, to show what really makes Elizabethton special is its people. And for us to be able to reward them for that is we're very happy to be able to do that. As you notice there, the budget is somewhere around $36 million, a little larger than that. If you compare that to last year's budget, it's down about $5 million, and that's again ESSER funding. That was the other challenge to this. ESSER funding is ending in June this year, so there were several positions that we had. When you think about the TNL core tutoring, some class size reduction teachers we had, some counselors. We tried everywhere in the world to save as many of those positions as we possibly could, because we've seen the impact, and that's been demonstrated by student achievement and performance and growth. And so we tried to find a way to build as many of those into the budget, as well as work on this teacher raise. And so we're very proud of this budget, what it's going to do to save as many of those spots that we can. Again, just out of greed on our own part, just because we've seen those results. And we know that at the end of the day, it helps students achieve. And so we want to do everything we can to do that. So those are the big highlights in this budget. As you may have seen last week, just a timing thing, the city approved the first reading of our budget at their meeting last Thursday. That will go through a second reading as well. A little bit out of order, but it's just timing on when, things are due to them to have approval, and then obviously when our meetings are scheduled. So, comments, questions on the budget?
Ms. Wilson's daughter, Emma Grace, is graduating, and I'm sure she's thrilled. And she did that while she was fixing the boat.
That's exactly right. Exactly right.
Okay, when we do, thank you, Miss Beth, and all of your people. So the item is to approve the 2024-2025 budget. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? There are none. Just a little bit of a heads up, the next meeting, a couple of things that we do need to talk about. One is Mr. Van Huss's contract. The other would be, it's time for us to do an evaluation as well. So you may see that between now and the next meeting, and if we can get the results back, then we'll share those results at the meeting, as well. But I just want to give you a heads up. The next meeting, regularly scheduled meeting, will be held Thursday, June 20th, 2024, right here. Can I get a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
All right. Have a great evening.
Thank you
I
all.
thought it'd be a lot longer.
It's July. Yeah, let me grab it.
Well,
Transfer, they said there.